Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models, and this is day 23 of 30 Days Lost in Space. Only a week to go until everything's all okay and we're back home again. Right, this is still running from yesterday's test of the display, which I still don't understand most of what it's doing. I tried to look it up and figure it out, but I don't know. Today we're adding new things, well, old things. We're adding the 7-segment display back to the board again. So I'm going to unplug it. And then wire it in. Now I've got the ribbon cable, which has got 5 cables on it. I'm not going to tear that off because I like to keep it, but I just won't use the green one. It's not connected on any end. On here we've got, as ever, clock, diode, power, and ground. Ground is the brown one, so we're going to put that into ground. We're going to put the next one, which is the red, that's convenient, into 5V, which is over that side. We'll use that one over there, shall we? And then we have clock and diode, which was yellow is clock. He uses 5 and 6, so I'm going to go ahead and use 5 and 6 as well, just because it's quite easy to do. Actually I've used 4 and 5, but we'll worry about that in the code. So we've got the display, we've got the screen all twisted up. Right, so that's all wired up as it should be. I know that's loose, it should be, that's okay. So we'll go through, Alex will tell us what we're going to be doing, and then we'll have a look at the code that we've got to do it with, and I'll figure out how to get this to lay so you can see it.
Incoming transmission once again from Inventor Corp. This is Alex. We're just getting ready to get you guys lifted off of that foreign desert planet, or I should say deserted of any life forms other than, the plant varieties that you've seen before, as far as we can tell. Today we're going to be wiring up the countdown timer for your liftoff system and integrating it once here with the OLED. Today is just going to be the dummy system. Obviously, we don't want to lift off until we have gotten all the confirmations that everything else is online. Today is just going to be the simple bit of wiring up, essentially what the dummy system will be tomorrow, when you finally do lift off and come home.
Right, I wired it up, it didn't work. I've rewired it up correctly. I had these the wrong way around, the 3 and 4. So I've just swapped them, rather than changing them in the programming, I've just swapped them on there. I've moved the ground over to the other side because it's just easier to do that there and keep this here and keep it occupied the same. So let's have a look at the code and see what it is that we're doing today. This is the code for it. Right, there's some different things. Let me upload it as it is, and we'll see what it actually does on the displays, and then we'll go from there and see why it does what it does. So what we've got at the moment is uploading. Done uploading, there we go. That starts counting down. The screen has frozen until we get there, in which case it flashes up liftoff. Right, now, according to the comments in the video, there's a problem in that the screen doesn't stop saying liftoff. So if I was to upload it again and basically run it all again, this will start counting down again, but it doesn't refresh the screen. So I need to amend it to make that disappear. I'm going to change the time as well when we get through to that bit to increase the time that it counts down. So let's have a look at the file itself. We've got we're defining the number of seconds, which is using a time function, and then let's say 60, and minutes for is dividing by 60. This is using he said something about the remainder of time, so obviously it's because it only needs to count up to 60 rather than 61, 62. It's working back on a percentage value, means only go up to 60. We're defining the 7-segment LED because we've got that on there now. This is the bit that's plugged into pins 4 and 5. We've got 2 libraries. We've got the 7-segment LED and the display LED. I'm not sure what the difference is between having them in quotes and having them in square brackets. I don't think it makes a difference. So let's change that. We've got square brackets. There you go. That's the greater than less than signs, isn't it? Let me change that to those, and just compile that just to verify. Yeah, it seems to be exactly the same, so it doesn't make a difference. It's just preference for yourself. This is the same as it was before, setting up the correct board pin arrangement for the display. Right, we're turning the 7-segment LED off. Or setting, yeah, turning everything off so it's zeroing, which it is at the moment as well. This is the same as we did before, setting up the DONE, which doesn't actually seem to get called. But we're half of this code we're setting up for tomorrow's liftoff. This is just sort of running through, checking everything out. Right, complete globals. Create a display object specifying parameters, clock pin, data pin. Right, oh, that's just saying where we've got them plugged in, 5 and 4, which I assume could have easily have been what we've just called them up the top there. It could have been clock sev 5 and 4, but anyway, we've done that there. Right, it's saying, breaking down about time as to how long things are. This is where we set it for 10 seconds, so it's 10,000th of a second. So if I was to want that to be, let's call it 10 times that, 100 seconds. 1 minute 40, that should be. So we'll see if that comes up as 140 on the display when we start. We're creating another variable last period start just so we can use that later on. Right, we are drawing. Commands to redraw the complete screen should be placed here. So that's when we're calling the draw output. Right, what I'm going to do is grab that. I'm going to put that. Where do I need to put that? In the setup. There we go. Right, we're setting up the serial display, which I haven't actually put on there. Clearing the display, turning that off. What I am actually going to do is post that in there and print nothing. I'm going to print, yeah, absolutely nothing on there. I think that will clear the screen, maybe, or certainly print nothing where liftoff was. So actually I'm going to put spaces in just to make sure it is nothing. Whether that's going to display the line or anything, we'll figure it out. But I'm thinking that's an easy, quick way of just clearing off the liftoff from the display. We'll find out in a minute. Again, we're setting pin mode 8 to an output. We're not using pin 8. I don't know why that's there. It doesn't need to be there. Let's get rid of it for now. Right, this is the countdown bit where we're working out how much time is on the screen and obviously going to be displaying it. We're printing countdown started on the serial display, which I'll have up running next time I run this. Then we're printing the time remaining. Display the countdown in minutes and seconds format. We need to separate the parts. So we're setting up a seconds variable, which is the number of seconds in time remaining, and minutes as the number of minutes remaining in time remaining. The number of seconds and minutes is, if you remember, number of seconds we set up at the top here, number of minutes we set up at the top there. So we're just going to call those seconds and minutes now, which makes more sense. Right, this displays the seconds in the last 2 places. Display show number seconds, and then 0, true, 2, 2. I think the 2, 2 is, I'm trying to think why it would be 2, 2 and true. They didn't explain this last time we tried to use this, but this is displaying the minutes in the first 2 places with a colon. Right. Maybe 80 is the symbol for the colon. Again, I don't know, but we're displaying minutes as a function, and then whatever it has to be for doing that. Right, then we're updating the time remaining. Time remaining is time limit minus milliseconds as it's counting down. If the time remaining is less than 50, we're going to print break on the serial display. And then we've got the next page, so we're keeping going through this until it actually gets to be the 0 time. The countdown loop is doing nothing, it's just doing a countdown. Yes, because calling the countdown, which is the countdown, which is this section here. Right, so let's upload that. Let's verify that first, just to make sure. No, I've done something wrong. What have I done? I didn't do that. Oh, I did that. I didn't put a semicolon at the end of there. Right, so that's compiled. So if I send that to it now, hopefully that will go off. That will start counting down, so 1:40. And we'll see. But before I do that, let me open the serial monitor. That's already doing things, I think, from last time. So let's clear the output. It's going to still do it. Let me upload it, and we'll see exactly what happens. Yeah, you can still see what's going on the serial monitor with me still here as well. Yeah. Right, let's shout lots of numbers. It did go from 140. There is no colon there. So that obviously isn't working as intended. That isn't working as intended because that still says liftoff. But it is counting down. I'm just going to see what happens when it gets down. Make sure it goes to 59. I'll have to look into the code a bit and see if I can find out how to work the colon. They haven't actually told us anything about activating the middle colon bit on the display yet. 3, 2, 1, 0, 59. So yes, that works. So that should be okay. Let me tidy up the code and see if I can figure out. I don't think I'll be able to figure out how to do that because I don't know how to do that. But I might be able to figure out how to clear the display screen. So let me see what happens there and see what happens. Right, I've had a look through the code. I figured out how to get the done bit being displayed. I haven't figured out how to clear the display. I just don't know. I don't know enough about it. I've had a look through the documentation of the panel that I can find, and it tells you how to do all sorts of things, but not just how to blank it. So I don't know, hoping that will, again, become clear later on as I understand more and more things about it. What I did do, so I've got the done bit is programmed and set up, but it just was never called. I've changed this to 65 seconds because I figured that's enough to get the minute and then figure out. I haven't figured out the colon. According to the documentation, the colon should come up when you use this show number decimal EX should print the colon, but obviously it isn't for whatever reason. I don't know why. Here, there you go. Where we're printing the serial, printing break in the serial to show that it's done, I'm displaying on the 7 segment done, which it does do. Then it goes through the time remaining bit because that's only active if it's less than that time remaining. I think that clearing it is something to do with next page, first page, but it doesn't seem to work. I don't know. Let's try putting in first page in the setup. Let's put it in there. I don't think it's going to work, but we'll try it. I'll upload it anyway, and we'll see what happens. It still says liftoff. It's uploading. It's uploaded. It flashed, but it does that all any time. So yes, we're counting down 101, 159. So that's working. That, I say, would be nice if I could get that to clear. I think hopefully tomorrow we'll be learning more and adding more things to it. So I might be able to come back and figure out how to do that. But other than that, we're just going to wait for this time to elapse. You can see on the serial monitor it is actually printing down the countdown in milliseconds. I'm not sure how. I don't think it's printing one every millisecond, but it's printing them quite quickly. So we're down to 30 seconds. The liftoff won't actually change because it's just going to print liftoff in exactly the same place that it's already got liftoff printed. But that should change to done after it gets to 0. So we'll make sure that works. 13 seconds to go. It's a long time to wait when you've not got anything else to do. But yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and then we're done. Yes, there we go. So, understanding that is disappointing in that it's not changing anything else. I might try. That's when that's printing done on there and break. So, where does it print lift off? Print lift off there. The LED display output. Right, it says graphic commands to redraw the complete screen should be placed here, but I don't know them, so I can't. We're setting the font and we're printing lift off. Now, when are we doing that? When we'd call the draw command, which we're doing down here when it's done. So what I really want to do is draw something else when we're set up in the void setup. That didn't work, so I'll put it over the top of that. Or apparently I won't. I'll just put it in there in the middle of it somewhere. Display segments. I'm going to not be sure what I've done with that. I was going to put it over that, but that's still there, so let's get rid of that. Draw string. Yeah, I don't know where I've copied extra bits by the looks of it. So I don't think I want any of that or that. So where I was printing blank, I'm not going to print lift off. I'm going to print prepare. That might work. It'll print something. That wasn't doing anything, so I'll get rid of that. Let's try uploading that and see what happens. Hopefully that lift off will change to prepare. It still says lift off. Okay, I don't know what or why, but I can't figure that one out. For some reason the setup is not actually setting up as it should. But anyway, that will do for today. Tomorrow I think we're adding more stuff, so I'll let Alex tell us what we're going to be doing, and I shall see you soon for more Countdown actually taking off tomorrow, assuming it works, because, you know, it might. Bye-bye for now.
So tomorrow I'll be changing up the wiring a bit, adding a breadboard and a couple extra bits of parts that we've used in the past. And you guys will start your journey home as soon as that happens. So it's been a long few days, few weeks. What is this? You have been in space now for, is it almost 24 days? With that being said, we do look forward to your return, starting the voyage tomorrow. This has been Alex, and I'm out. Looking forward to seeing you guys as soon as possible.